Quarterly, Platt College in San Diego, California plans a local road trip for students to visit one of the largest video industries here in San Diego. This industry is corporate video. With the help of Malin Meredith, one of Platt's video instructors, and the collaboration of Don Rayner, one of Qualcomm's corporate video associates, Platt is able to expose their students to real-life experiences in one of video's leading industries. Today we will hear from Don Rayner.
My name is Don Rayner. I work at Qualcomm and I do video production, shooting, and editing. Evolving my career into video has changed my life in the sense that it's the happiest I've ever been in a career, and it's the most passionate I've ever felt about my work. I'm eager to come into work every day. I really enjoy so many aspects of the work itself in terms of meeting the different people around the company, embedding with various teams in the company, and having a pretty sort of cook's knowledge of a lot that goes on in this company. And I also like the fact that I'm not at a desk all day long every day. I get up and, I handle equipment, I'm assembling things, I get to tinker. It's fun to get, new instruments, new tools, and incorporate those into my workflow. And then in the end, just to see the reactions that people have to the work. One of the things I like most about being on the set is trying something new with a camera angle or a new piece of equipment that I haven't tried before and it working. Because sometimes when you're on the set, not all of your toys play ball. Sometimes you'll have technical difficulty and that's mortifying. And if I'm wasting their time by trying to get something to work, I just feel mortified. But when everything's playing ball and I get a new angle or a new look with a certain lens or a new way of lighting, I get pretty jazzed. For many of my customers or victims or whatever, it's the first time they've ever been in front of a camera. Helping them feel at ease in front of the camera and achieving that natural feel and that conversational feel is a little bit tricky. So what I tell people a lot of times is I try to get them in front of the lights and get them used to the lights, and then a lot of times they'll have notes. And I'll try to get those notes out of their hands. Because when people have it in their head that they want to sort of articulate something verbatim to the way they wrote it down, that's when you run into problems, because it never comes across naturally. And you can see them sort of straining to sort of remember what they wanted to say and try to say it just the way they wrote it down. It just never works. So what I tell people is, hey, pretend like we just met at a cocktail party, and that sort of tends to help. The reaction that I always strive for in the work that I do is that there's the audience and then there's the client. And then of course there's me. And so I'll start with me. Before I release a draft to a client, I almost require myself to sort of have a reaction to the work. And to me that means that the piece is doing its job, it's communicating, it's articulating the messaging that the client wanted, and then the audience is having a reaction of either they're learning something or they're moved to some sort of call of action or their emotions are moved or whatever. But it kind of starts with the acid test that I run it through when I'm watching during the rough cut stage. Is, am I getting a reaction? Am I starting to see this thing come together? It's actually been a gift for me to be part of this collaboration with Platt College and work with these students. And I had no idea just how rewarding that would be to me, because I used to teach. Before I got into video, years ago I taught, and I love to teach. So that first batch of students that came in, it was a real eye-opener for me to see how they reacted to the stuff that I just take for granted. It's what I do every day now. And I really enjoyed the teaching. And so now we do it quarterly. And we try to put on a nice little dog and pony show and show them some of the basics of three-point lighting and things to think about when you're on the set, things to think about when you're in post, how to shoot for the edit, things like that. It's really rewarding to me, and it's actually been a gift for me to create that collaboration with Platt. I think what Raphael is saying is he wants to wait until he says action.
Action.
All right. I like how he says action with all that authority. You know, like,